All right, welcome back to Limitless Profit. Hope everybody's having an amazing weekend and you're well rested for the trading week ahead. So recently I purchased WillssFX. I got his signals right here and we took two trades. He's up 2.5% this week, but what I did was, this is the second week of November, and I back tested for October. So let's see here. The EMA I got on there is a 55 EMA for the 30-minute time frame. So even if I drop down to the 5-minute, it's still going to show the 55 EMA on the 30-minute time frame. So it's a multi-time frame EMA. So what I would do, let's say if it were me, just a little quick markup on how I trade. Let's go to a trend line. The first trade we took is here, but I would mark up two channels previous from where I'm at. So I would have marked up that one. Let's see. Let's clone this bad boy. And you guys are taking signals, so you really don't have to do any markups, but this is just kind of how I do it. Okay, so boom. Before, I just want to know the general direction. For my trades, watching someone's signals, I mean, you don't want to just trade blindly. You want to kind of figure out what they're doing and how they take their signals. So I do that one. And I'm doing this off the 30-minute, so these aren't going to be super clean, but I would do a tight channel here. You could go down to the bottom right here, but I would keep it tight. And then, so the first trade for October is right here, so none of this would have happened, so I'm not going to mark up any channels for that. Basically, okay, we pushed up, we pulled back, or we're pushing down, and then now for this first trade we are above the channel, and we're kind of above the 55 EMA here. We'll zoom into the 5-minute time frame and go over his signals. So it looks like he sends about 2 signals every week on average for at least October, November. I haven't back checked anything before that. This is strictly, there's his last trade of October. I kind of marked them, and I do have notations for you guys to look at. I just I turned them off. Let's see if we're going to load in these bars here. I'm kind of far away from my my router. That's why my internet's slow. You guys have heard me talk about not having my office, so I have to pull away to a different room. All right, first trade of October. There we go. Let's go to horizontal ray. I already kind of know where this is going to go. If we can load in here. It says my internet's like non-existent. I made my videos out here just the other day. Come on. Internet was fine. Alright, I'm going to have to switch over. Alright, there we go. We loaded in. We're going to go with it. So, alright, we broke above this channel here. As you guys saw, this is the first trade that he took. My thought would be, okay, we're looking for buys. We're breaking above this channel. Where's October? October started right here. Okay, so what I would do is this horizontal ray, I'd put, what are you doing? Where'd it go? There you go. Maybe I clicked on the wrong thing. Boom. That would kind of be my line that we don't want to break below. So I'm kind of looking for buys. We're above the channel. You could call this kind of a weak retest of the channel. People may be looking for it to pull back to this level here, 1745, because it's like a previous high. People may be expecting it to pull back to here because this is a previous high. This is a previous, lots of wicks right in here, a good area. So, everyone trades differently, but this is kind of my thought on what I'm looking at here. If we break below this, we're looking actually not to trade until we kind of either get back into this channel or figure out what we're going to do. But if we're above here, we're looking for buys. So jumping right in, we're going to zoom in here for the first signal that he sent. Okay, so I'm going to pull it up on my phone on the Telegram, and this is what we're looking at. So he sent this at 5:58 a.m. and it is a very clear loss. He did a sell limit right here at 5:58 a.m. Okay, these are 5-minute candles, remember. So if you set the sell limit here, it would have popped up to this little candle, and then we would have got executed here, and then boom, we would have got instant loss. Basically within 5 minutes we lost that trade. So we're going to risk 1% on these. So just to make it simple mathematically, every review I do is going to be off of 1%. So boom, there's a first loss right there. Let's come out. Second signal that he sent. Now this one's very, it's very hard. I don't like this one. So he sent this signal here, okay? He sent it here, and as you guys can see, he sent it at 8:05 a.m. So you would have gotten the signal here at 8:05 a.m. The price that he probably got in was this candle here, but by the time he put the signal together and everything, it was like 15 minutes past, and you moved down. Now, my only other thought is maybe it was meant as a limit order. Okay, he didn't write limit order on the signal, but maybe it was. So then what we're looking at is you would have gotten executed here for your limit order, and then you would have gone into profit down here. So, I mean, obviously, if you miss the entry way up here, you don't want to get down right here, because, I mean, that's already like a 2 to 1. So you would have entered it as a limit order, for sure. Hands down, that's just kind of like, you'd have to be really new to trading to get in way down here. And I mean, that very well may be, which is why people are buying signals, but it's just, you got to have a general basis, like why I marked up those trend lines for you guys and why I have the 55 EMA on there. You have to have a general consensus of what's going on before you just randomly start buying signals and taking them. So you wouldn't have gotten in here, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We did a limit order. We watched like a hawk for this thing to pull back, and we got in 3.5 hours later. Okay, we got in here, boom. So we're in the trade. We drop down here. We're doing pretty good. We're in profit. Okay, but then we pull back up, and I can't tell. It's hard to tell. So it shows on TradingView that we did hit our stop loss, but that is so freaking close that it may not have executed for you on your trading platform. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. WillssFX in his Telegram group, in his gold group, he basically said, we never hit the stop loss here. But he also said to roll your SL. By rolling your SL, that means taking when you're this much in profit, you would either take profit, take some profit, but at least you would move your stop loss to break even. Yeah, I mean, right here, you're like 2 to 1 ratio in profit. You would move your stop loss to break even. So then you'd be closed out of this trade. But in his signal group, he talks about, being up 2.5% and then roll your stops. So it's really hard to say what people profited off of this signal because everybody's different. Like I was saying with the general trading consensus of what's going on in the market, I have a bunch of call outs here too. Let me turn these call outs back on because I have notations for every single trade. Okay, looks like I have one here. He reminds people to take profits along the way. Okay, so right here you're at a 2.5 risk to reward. That's the most that it came into profit. Well, it looks like it did over here as well, but you would have already been stopped out. You would have either been stopped out for the possible stop loss if you didn't roll your stop loss, or if you did roll your stop loss, you'd be stopped out right here. So, especially right here, if you came down right here and you missed this candle, you wouldn't have rolled your stop loss, but you would have got in right here and kept your original stop loss. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So it's really hard to say how much people profited. I can't say, that was a 2.5% winner. No means. At best, maybe 1%. Let's say in theory, you closed off half your trade down here at 2.5%, and then the other half of your trade you moved to a break-even stop loss. So boom, 1% in profit, stop loss moved, or 2% in profit, stop loss moved for a 1% close. I hope that makes sense to everybody. If you have a general trading, idea, you know what I mean by moving the stop loss and taking partial profits. But it's, yeah. Maybe I'll make a separate video on like lingo for signal lingo. Okay, so here we go for the next. Let's zoom out here. This trade I really do like. We're above this red line, like I told you guys, above this channel. Okay, we're kind of holding. Maybe I would have moved this line down to here once I saw that we hit a new low here. So this would have been, I would have been taking buys above this line, and then especially above the 55. But all right, so let's see. Let's zoom in on this signal. Oh, and then it says that he closed his signal over here. He sends you a message saying that this signal, he just closed it barely, but yet, you know, he's telling people to roll the stop loss here, and then, you know, possibly the stop loss got hit up here. It's a very confusing trade. I can't tell you whether you were in profit or not. So that one's pretty tricky. Let's go right here. So this one was a loss for 1%. So let's see, this was the 10th at 3 p.m. Okay, so 1500 p.m. my time. All right, so he sent a signal to get in right here. Okay, it's good, it's clean. But then boom, we immediately hit a stop loss, like instantly. Okay, say you got in after that signal. Okay, say you got in after that, and boom, you got in right here. You would have gone up a little bit, you would have gone down, been at break even, and then you would have hit your stop loss anyway. So no matter what, that's a 1% loss. No matter how you look at it for that one. So let's see. All right, moving on. So here we go. We have another 1% loss. It looks like at 6:26 a.m. he sent this signal as a short position. Okay, so he sent it right here. You would have waited for it to pull back right here. Let's say in theory you didn't get executed and it did this, and then you definitely would have gotten it executed right here for a sell position. You would have gone like 1-to-1 in profit, either rolled your stop loss or not, and then you would have eventually, no matter what, hit your stop loss. So that was either a break even or a negative 1% trade. So with the rolling of the stop losses, he didn't say to necessarily, he said you could roll your stop loss. I take that back. I'm reading it right here. He said you could roll your stops or stop, and then it says later he got stopped out in profit at 6:50 a.m. on the 12th. So this is the 12th at 6:50 a.m. Boom, right here. So it says he got stopped out in profit. So I need to drag this way back over here. I think maybe I extended it just to see what was going to happen. But yeah, he probably got in on this candle. He was up like 2.5%, which is good. And then rolled his stop. So he would have gotten like a break even or like a 1% trade once again if you moved. You know, these are 5-minute candles, so it's hard to say. I mean, even with the 5-minute candles, though, and an entry way up here, there's no way. Because it would have taken you, let's see, that one, let's say you got executed there, 5-10 minutes before, you know, price ever got back in that area. So, once again, a very hard signal to watch. There's no doubt that maybe he got profit on it, but would you have caught it in time? Not so sure. All right. So this little marker goes back over here. I mean, that's a break even or a 1% loss, but there's no way. Holy smokes. Okay. Massive impulse. Once again, we're above the 55 EMA. We are above this line, so we're looking for buys only. Okay. We did get pretty well extended, it looks like, up here. Boom. And I mean, I'm not too big of a fan of TradingView, honestly. I do love it at times, but I hate it at times also. All right, so we got pretty well extended up here, and it looks like we had a nice short position here. He said to look for sales with the 1775 take profit. Okay, look for sales at this time in this area. Okay, he didn't put a signal together with hard numbers. He just sent a message that looked pretty much like this. he didn't have a stop loss, but he did show you guys a take profit. Now, typically in the past, he runs a 20 pip stop loss, a 30 pip stop loss, and the max I've ever seen him put in the last month is a 50 pip stop loss. But a majority of the time, he's running a 30 pip stop loss. So in theory, let's say we did this trade. It wasn't a hard number signal though, once again. So he sent it right here. Maybe if you guys saw this consolidation right here with a general, trading consensus, you would have taken the trade, let's say, theoretically. And then you would have hit a 7% take profit. If you didn't take profits along the way, which also you should be doing. So let's say, you got in below this 50 EMA. Boom, you took your position. You were up like 2 to 1 right here. You would have taken half your profits off, and then you went another 2 to 1. So that would have been like a 3% winner, or 4% max if you were taking profits along the way. So it's very hard to, judge how people trade and what they're going to do. Yes, you did get 7% if you got in when he said be looking to get in instead of take profit of 17.75. This was a perfect trade. Like I said, it wasn't sent in signal form though, so it's hard to tell what people would do. If you're like at work and you didn't have the time to follow the signal and do it, dissect, read the lingo, the trading lingo, the signal provider lingo, then you would have for sure missed that trade. But all right, moving on here. Another signal sent right here. This one was, I believe, a sell limit. Let me check that out. Gold is plummeting. Looking for a signal. This was the 19th. All right, here we go. The 19th. Okay, this was not a short position. Or sorry, this was a short position, but not a limit order. This one he gave you hard numbers, and it worked out really well. So you pretty much instantly went into profit on this trade. Boom, he sent a signal there. You had a little bit of, you're instantly up. Well, these are 5-minute candles, but I mean, like within 20 minutes, you're up like 1 to 1. So you would have rolled your stop at that point. Let's say maybe taken half off, maybe not. It's up to you guys. And then you would have went about. Where's that little cursor at? All right, let's read what it says here. I put these notations to help my thoughts. All right, so you're around 120 pips in profit right here. So the risk, he set a stop loss of 50 pips on this one. This is the only one in the whole month where he went as high as 50 pips. So you're almost 2.5% in profit multiple times right here and then right here. So, you would have eventually, if you kept holding it, you would have eventually broke even, or you would have stopped out, depending if you rolled your stop losses or took profits along the way. So once again, everybody trades differently. It's hard to say what you guys got on that one. And when I mean trades differently, they take signals differently. This one, no matter how you look at it, I'm calling this one a loss. So he sent the signal here. Boom, let's say you would have got in. Let's say in theory you missed it and you waited and you did a limit order and then you got in here. You would have, no matter what, hit your stop loss. Now, if you got in at the very beginning up here, maybe you were 1 to 1 in profit, so you would have moved your stop loss to break even. So at best, you got out break even. This was a huge risk to reward right here, though. Huge risk to reward. Looks like he was looking to come back down into this area where I said with the lowest lows. Where's that at? Right here, which is the, this area here, this red line. We're taking buys as long as we're above this red line, like I said. And then he was hoping that it was going to retest, about that red line area. But yeah, that's a loss. And then, okay, where are we at? We're still in October. All right, so let me look at this one before I start talking about it. Okay, big clean win. All right, it looks like he sent a limit order here on the 21st. Oh no. All right, the 21st. No, that's not the 21st. Where are we going? Got to finish up this video quick. Where is this trade? Why am I not? Okay, there it is. Yes, he did say this was. One second. Let me find this signal. I lost it. All right, at 7:35 a.m. Okay, this is the signal. very good clean winner here. Boom. Okay, so you would have, zoom in here, you would have gotten in, let's say right here. Hopefully you didn't roll your stop loss. If you did, you would have hit break even. Because, I mean, right here, you're like 2 or 3 to 1 right here. So I definitely would have rolled my stop loss to break even or taken profits along the way. And boom, we hit back to break even. So you either got stopped out or you took profits along the way, and then, you know, you never hit your original stop loss. So we push up, and we did hit his final take profit. So it was an 8.3% clean winner if you didn't take profit along the way, or if you didn't move your stop loss to break even, because then you would have gotten stopped out. And then everybody's broker is different, so once again, it's super hard to say kind of if you got in that trade or if you didn't get in that trade. Or, I mean, if you finalize that trade. And then we're going to go ahead. That was it for October. So we're going to go ahead and look at November here. And this was a hard trade as well. So your entry would have been here. And if you look, you technically hit your stop loss. Okay. You're like right there. You're just a couple pips away from your stop loss, if anything. So maybe your broker closed you out. Maybe your broker didn't close you out. Once again, this would have been a perfect 50 EMA. Like, put your stop loss just above the 50 EMA. It looks like he was looking at these candles here. Stop loss should have been just a little bit above it, which is exactly where it hit. But, you know, yeah, this was an amazing trade if you didn't get stopped out right there pending your broker. So